As a production designer, my role is to deliver the ambience of the film as well as the characters' personalities through the use of colors, costumes, and props. Let's begin with one of our main character, Jacob. So Jacob is a teenager with a slim and lanky build. In order to over-exaggerate his lankiness, I decide to dress him up in an oversized long-sleeve shirt, similar to how they dress up Sheldon Cooper in Big Bang Theory. His sleeves will be rolled up unevenly. This is to reflect that Jacob doesn't really care about his outlook. His color scheme is going to be a bit livelier and a bit more vibrant compared to Adam. Next, we have Adam, our stereotypical bully. Adam is a surfer and he has a muscular build. I have him dressed up in a bomber jacket and a pair of surfy shorts. I believe this look fit him nicely with the bully stereotype. And also for accessories, I consider to have him wearing a snapback. This is also fit with his stereotype of a bully. Next we have Steve. So Steve is described as someone who is very intimidating and has a strong, big build. He is not much of a thinker. He's more of an action kind of person, so that's why for option 1 I want to dress him in a denim jacket, something that is flexible and easy to move around. Underneath there's going to be a graphic t-shirt with graphic matches his intimidating outlook. The second option is more in line with what happens in the story to the Steve character. So in the story, Steve just killed someone and he is on the verge of a psychotic breakdown. As such, I imagine Steve would not have the time to put his clothes together and have a well-put outlook. So in this situation, I would dress Steve in a unbuttoned, sleeveless flannel shirt because I believe this fit more nicely with what happens to Steve in the story. Last but not least, we have Ron. So Ron is a bit like a fish out of water. He is there because he is dragged in by Steve. He has nothing to do with the situation. Ron is described as someone older, wiser, and calm. He is also a bit of a father figure, so that's why I decided to dress him in something more well put together. On the outer layer, I have him dressed in a leather jacket to reflect his age, and underneath is a dressing shirt. Originally, I wanted to have Ron wearing a paperboy hat, but after discussing with the director and find out that these two baddies have the same social background as our two main characters, so instead of having him wearing paperboy hat, I have Ron wear a beanie instead. I divide the prop list into sections according to specific context, and these are character-driven, location-driven, and story-driven. Character-driven is any prop that contributes to a character's personality. These are surfing board for Adam, possibly, 2 old bikes, and a Swiss knife for Ron. Location-driven. Location-driven props are anything that set up the set, set up the background, and set up the location, obviously. For Adam's house, as Adam's parent, more specifically his mom, is an alcoholic, I imagine his house is a mess of a place because as an alcoholic, I don't think his mom would take care of the house very much. So there will be old stuff thrown out on the front lawn with no assorting or consideration. The trash on the front lawn will consist of an old couch and an old bulky TV that tie in with the 90s era. Preferably the TV screen is mashed. This is because I want to reflect that the neighborhood in which Adam and Jacob live in is not safe. And of course there should be beer bottles and six-packs scattered around as well. For the shed, because we haven't had a specific location for the shed, I haven't come up with a proper prop list for the shed. But generally the shed will include debris, floor tiles, old rusted barrels, 4x4 wood crates, and broken light bulbs. That's it for my part. Thank you for listening. Peace.